So now we're going to work on features. So I'm going to start with an eye. We'll do features and then we'll do portrait drawing. So this is fine. So if you wanted to start, I'm going to do, so the eyes are different in frontal, profile, and 3/4. So I'm going to start with a frontal eye. Do it in the middle. So if you want to center it, you can use something like this. You don't have to. And you see kind of the tear duct. And again, I'm pressing light in case I need to make changes. And everyone's eye shape is different. And that's not quite in the middle, but close enough. And then for the eyeball, you're going to want to erase this. For the eyeball, again, if I make something like this, the eyeball can be touching the bottom, but you're never seeing it like this. You probably already know this. Or it can be slightly up from the bottom where you see some of the white below it. So I'm happy with this eyeball. So I'm just pressing a little bit harder. And I'm going to make a circle in the middle. And then I make lines going out like the spokes of a bicycle wheel. In some eyes you see this, in some eyes you don't. And I use this for the shading. So sometimes you're seeing kind of like lines of color going in a direction. But here we're just using black and white. And I'm going to lighten it up right here and then go darker on the edge. Okay. All right, that's just a basic start. This may be too big. I'm actually doing this eye out of my head because I don't have a visual example. But since I've done so many eyes, I think it'll turn out okay. All right, then there's the eyelid. So you're seeing kind of a line right here. And some people put in the skin. So like right here, like you're see where the eye opens, you're seeing a little bit of skin that's coming out. And then I'm putting this under the eye. This is like an under eye circle, I guess. And there's going to be more shading, but this might be higher. It depends on the person's eye or how far open it is. And then the eyebrow is about here. Okay. Now, I don't know where I'm going to go. I'm kind of seeing where I'm going to go with this. Okay, so let's go right here. So usually in under this crease, it's just like shading an object, but you're looking at the parts of the face. So like where things are coming out in space, they're darker. I'm sorry, when they're going back in space, they're darker. And when they're coming out towards you in space, they're lighter. I'm putting hairs in the eyebrows. Some people just shade it in and some people do hairs. Just like hatching or cross hatching lines in the direction that the hair is going. Okay. Now, what's missing? Eyelashes. But let me go under here. So I'm going to kind of shade this area first. There's usually, I mean, sometimes you see a dark circle, but this is right underneath the eye. And then underneath the cheek starts. Okay, so one common mistake that people make is that they leave the eyeball, so here's the eyeball, but then the white of the eye, they leave it white, but there's also shading on it. It's round, first of all, but then there's cast shadows from the eyelid. So it would be kind of darker over here. I'm putting some shading up here, so it kind of comes out. So I'm going to go kind of light here, and then I'm going to leave it white and then go light at the top because it's a bone that's sticking out. Okay, what's it missing? It's missing eyelashes. So this is just a sketch right here. So a lot of people just start making them like this, right? But like say they were going, they're curved, but say they were going out at an angle. They would be going like that, like the rays of the sun. So the angle of the curve is different, if that makes sense. And they get thinner as you go up. Some of them cross over each other. And you can do a lot. I'm just doing some to make it look semi-realistic. And they get kind of smaller over here. Okay, and there can be more, but there has to be some on the bottom as well, and they're kind of coming off of the edge of here. These are a lot smaller. And they can cross as well. Okay, and I am going to come in with a darker pencil to try to enhance some of the shading. I don't want to make this video too long. Just probably in the eyeball. And maybe some more hair. I know I start nitpicking and then I can do this for hours. Okay, so that's a frontal eye. What if you have an eye that's in, I'm going to do the other ones quicker. So an eye that's in 3/4, you would have it like this and it would be at a different angle. So like to start, it would seem longer on this side. Okay, and then you would have your tear duct. And the eye is going to seem the eyeball, excuse me, is going to seem narrower. See how this seems really round like a circle? Well, since this is turned and in perspective, it's going to seem more like an oval. And it can become more severe depending on how far the person is turned. I'm not using the right pencil. I want to get a thinner pencil to start. And then I'm going to do these lines again. Whoops. So this one is frontal. This one is 3/4. I'm just changing the bottom. And that still doesn't look quite right. So the eyebrow as well. So see, this is your eyebrow. I'm going to start out with a shape. Say it comes over here. It's going to seem like at a more severe angle right here. And then it's going to come down and it won't be as severe. Okay. And then I'm going to try to put in some shading. And if I want, I can put in that skin right there. But I'm just trying to do this quite quickly since you already saw a long one. And then here. Okay, and so remember there's also a little bit of shading in the white part of the eye. If you don't have that, it'll look quite odd or off. It just looks really white and something seems weird. I was just switching my pencil to a little bit darker. That's just a really sketchy eyebrow. And then it needs eyelashes. Again, I'm kind of doing this out of my head. Okay, so there's that. And then if you want an eye that's in profile, you're going to have something like this, which I think is the easiest eye. So you're going to start with like a triangle. And then sometimes it seems a little bit curved like that. If you want to see the skin on the bottom part, you can put that in there. And then the eyeball, I'm just lowering this. The eyeball is like an oval in that it's very, it's at a very severe angle, so it's kind of a deeper oval than this one. And then you're seeing this come up here. This is the eyelid. This might be a little bit more curved. And the eyebrow is up here. I'm drawing through that picture, but it's about there. And then you're going to see some shading here. And then I'm putting some shading in the white part. And then eyelashes. Maybe a few down here, tiny ones. And that could use more, but I'm gonna stop it here. So this is a profile.